go because this is live action. Jordy Smith. Jordy's running through the inside as he's snapping it off the lip. Now running through this inside corner. Jordy's now just coming through the inside. Remember, still the heat leader, 7.17 and a 4.5. And now a big section to pull into. Super deep. Jordy looking to punch free. And that one's going to take him down. So still some time on the clock. Jordy with a 7.17 on the opener, then a 4.5. As now hearing the horn sound, we've got the Felipe Toledo on the back of the ski there.
Yep. Okay, well.
And now at the moment you see him climbing into the boat there. So taking the time to investigate, a little moment in the water here. As Jordy Smith took that wave in. Now Felipe waiting with the water patrol. And now standing by for that update here at round 4, heat number 3. Julian Wilson on the back of the ski, and Jordy Smith took that one all the way through the inside corner. So this heat just on a brief hold at the moment. And we'll give you guys all the updates in just a moment. Felipe already waiting out the back. Julian on the ski, and Jordy taking that one through the inside. What an exciting matchup. Jordy now on the beach.
What did they say?
Oh, no.
I'm not sure. The boys said there's a shark, but I'm not sure.
Jordy, what happened?
I'm not too sure exactly. Yeah, they said they saw a shark, I guess, or I don't know.
Exit the border. He exited the water pretty quick, though.
Yeah, no, I got one last one in, and then yeah, I guess the guys came zooming over on the ski. So yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, it sounds like they have seen something. They're just investigating at the moment. We're on a short hold. Back to you, Joe.
Thank you very much, Rosie. Jordy just got the message to come onto the beach. Felipe in the boat. Julian got picked up as well. So everyone's nice and safe up on the boats as they just want to take all precautions. Got such a solid team out there. We've got aircraft spotting anything, and they don't take any chances. They'll just go on hold, talk to the competitors, and decide when they get this one back in the lineup pots.
Yeah, well, safety first, guys. And if there's any doubt whatsoever, you know, we go on hold and assess the situation. So the primary thing is the safety of our athletes, and we will not take any kind of chance whatsoever to put their life or their well-being in any kind of danger. So we'll keep you guys updated with the situation as we get more information ourselves.
So Wilson there on the back of the ski there. All the skis have the shark shield on the bottom of it, so everyone's so well prepared, especially when we come to Jeffreys Bay. There's a ski for every single surfer out here. That's the WSL rule, so safety's always first. You see holds at different venues around the world. Obviously this ocean, a big playground for all animals and surfers alike. And this seat at the moment on standby. As you see them investigating the situation, and Wilson and Toledo now look like they could be coming into beach spots.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll find out exactly what happened. It seems to me maybe Felipe had an encounter. I know exactly how he feels. Part and parcel with being a surfer in South Africa and many places around the world. So as we said before, safety for our surfers is primary. And
you love how that's the responsibility of the Water Patrol.
Yep.
The Water Patrol is insane. They're always watching everything. Each ski is dedicated to each surfer in the lineup. And in a matter of seconds, they're picked up, and if there's any room for error, they just in case, they'll get him on out of there. Jordy Smith leading with the heat lead. Toledo still second. Julian Wilson was in that third spot when we went on hold.
Yeah, with around about 8.5 minutes or so left on the clock. So we had a very similar situation.
Remember Margaret River?
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, exactly the same kind of situation in Margaret River, where a big bait ball came through the lineup, and there was a few bigger fish chasing that, but they're not really looking to hassle the surfers. They're just on a bit of an inspection, as Giggs would say.
That's right, just passing through. Still standing by for an official update from our commissioner's office on the outcome of this matchup. It was a highly anticipated show because all surfers in the heat had 10s. And Julian obviously has been a part of this in the past in the final with Fanning, showing so much courage and bravery to be by mixed side. Now let's get another update from Rosie Hodge.
Thanks so much, Joe. Yes, I'm just outside the commissioner's office. Richie Porter, head judge, the commissioners, Renato and Kieren, as well as the head of us water safety, Damien, are all in there assessing the situation and just making sure, like we mentioned, the safety of our surfers is our priority. So just going to wait for them to finish having a chat and deciding what the protocol will be from here on out.
Thank you so much, Rosie, on the scene. She was down on the beach talking to Jordy. He didn't have any news for us. So now running back upstairs to the commissioner's office, and we'll find the word. Felipe now taking a break on the inside, and we'll get that final outcome.
Yeah, well, Felipe was the furthest one out, right? Julian had had a wave. He was on his way back out. Jordy was on a wave. So I think maybe Felipe would probably have the best idea of what has occurred. But
Julian's already into the beach.
Yep.
And we can't talk enough about his bravery back in 2015.
Yeah.
To hustle up to mixed side. Split the points after that one. WSL is ready for big moments to take care of the surfers, always first and foremost. And so we'll wait for that word from the commissioner's office, still evaluating the situation. For the 10 club, Jordy Smith, 2 10s earlier today. Felipe had 10 yesterday. Wilson got absolutely barreled. Remember, one more heat to go in round 4 as well. So Wilco, #1 in the world, still waiting on deck with Michelle Perez and Connor Coffin. Julian, one of those standout performers at J-Bay, a crucial stop on the tour.
You want to come up there? Yeah, there's a rule. There's a rule? Yeah. If we can, we're going to assess tomorrow. If we can define conditions as similar, we'll pick her up or left off. Conditions are different, we restart. But there is a chance it's going to be pretty similar. Yeah. That's why we want to decide tomorrow. We don't want to bang the hammer
Lower
now.
tide in the morning.
Yeah. Well, the other guys already came up.
They were on the boat. I'm not sure. They're probably coming in now.
What's the situation? I mean, only like 6 minutes or so.
Renato Hickel just talking it over with Jordy's coach, Chris Gallagher, a former surfer on the tour that's won major events around the world. Just talking about the rule book with restarts if it's on another day, or starting with the time allotted.
Well,
We'll get that official word in a moment.
Yeah, I think with the situation, if the conditions are very similar tomorrow, they'll pick up where they left off. Obviously, if it's conditions are vastly different, they'll probably have a restart. I'm not sure.
All those official updates are important from the commissioner's office. That commissioner's office introduced in pro surfing in 2014, and for good reason. For moments like this. Now let's hear from Kieren Perrow with Rosie Hodge.
Thanks so much. Well, Kieren, we've gone on hold. What's the situation?
So yeah, a couple of judges and some ski drivers saw a shark breach about 100 yards out the back of the lineup. They saw it twice actually. The boat went over immediately. A couple of skis went over and confirmed that there was a shark in the water. Heat was put on hold, and we've made a decision that we're not going to restart again today. 4 o'clock already, only an hour left of light, so we'll come back tomorrow. We've still got great waves on tap, and we'll reassess in the morning, but there's no need to get that heat back in the water again today.
And will you chat with the surfers that were in the water, see if they saw it, and maybe find out how they're feeling about re-entering at the lineup?
Sure, yeah, we'll have a conversation with them now. They've just come back to the beach. We've just managed to tell them we're not going to restart that heat today. I think they all looked quite happy about that, so we'll have a chat with them now, and and another discussion in the morning when we look at the conditions tomorrow.
Well, Kieren, thank you so much for the update. Keeping the surf as safe is our priority. Back to you, Joe.
Thank you very much, Rosie, and a great call from Kieren Perrow, our commissioner, to decide to call it a day. Always making safety a reflex here on the championship tour. And Julian Wilson coming in with a big smile on his face. Happy to come on in and think about another day. Getting a little high five from Bart and a big hug from his mom, Nola. And she's so proud of his effort and what he's done here at J-Bay the last few years. An absolute hero in and out of the jersey. Coming off a semi-final last year, returning to J-Bay after the final before that. And what an epic heat we were looking forward to. And Potts, if we get a restart, what a gift we get to see from the 10 club. Jordy, Felipe, Julian, I'd love for them to get a fresh club.
Yeah, that would be great. But obviously it comes down to the Commissioner's office. Obviously there's rules in place for situations just like this. And we'll have to wait and find out, really. But, there's no point throwing the surfers back out there. But, it is part and parcel with this part of the world.
That's right. Mick Fanning in that heat with Julian. He's quick to thank Julian for the courage. As you look way out the back, you can see on the right side of your screen.
Yep, it's a Mako right there. See it jumping in the right-hand corner of the screen. So he was just having a bit of fun, doing a bit of an air. You heard Toledo was in the water, and he figured, I'll show Toledo some air game.
Exactly, Potts. And they actually saw that a couple of times.
Yeah.
So always going, okay, we confirm there is a shark in the lineup. You can see it breach on the outside of your screen. And with all the rules in place and precautions, safety first, let's get him out of there and plan on another day.
Yeah, exactly right. Safety first. We don't want our athletes put in harm's way in any way, shape or form. It's been a big day, Joe.
It's been a massive day of competition. Lots of 10s. We had a lot of highlights. One of our favorite days at J-Bay that we've had in a long time. Also creating history with the perfect heat. And now coming through the inside. This is a venue where we have so many great water patrol on hand for good reason. And if you're just joining us, we have the water patrol just wisely get the surfers out of the lineup.
Yeah, well, the water patrol saw it. The boat that sits out the back, it's there for a reason. They saw exactly what happened. The response was swift. The surfers were out the water. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, right-hand corner of your screen there, you can see around about a 6 or 7 foot shark breaching. Looks like a Mako shark. It's a deep water fish. They're not known really to bother humans too much.
And a smart move just to get the water patrol in action. Damon Punamaticos, head of the water patrol teams from up in Bolito, works that event. He's got walkie-talkies on all of his team, and they made the quick call to pick up the surfers. Toledo out of the lineup, and will plan on surfing another day. So leaving with round 4, heat 3. Still left to sort out as Felipe's with Rosie Hodge.
Well, one of the surfers that was actually in the water while it was happening, Felipe, do you want to just give an account of the scenario from your side?
Yeah, second time this year. But no, glad we're here. Glad the team worked pretty good. They saw it, a big fish or shark, I don't know yet, but it was like spinning and it was a crazy, situation. But the skis came like really fast to us and we jumped on the skis, so all good. I think we're off for today and hope to come back tomorrow and finally surf some good waves with, no risk.
And like you said, this is the second time for you, but how important is it to have those safety measures, and how thankful are you that, we have such good water safety in attendance at the moment?
Yes, speechless for the safety water now. They did a really good job, and they always doing a really good job. Thank you guys, and just keeping us, alive. And yeah, it's always good to have them, looking after us in the water. But it happens. It's the ocean. We can control it, but glad we're here.
Felipe, thanks for your time. We'll see you hopefully competing again tomorrow or the next day, boys.
That's right, Rosie. Felipe Toledo is talking about the second time that's happened to him this year. Back at Margaret River, he had the heat with Kolohe and Dino where the big bait ball came through.
Yep.
And so there's that little bit of energy that you feel when you're getting surprised by the Water Patrol, but they're the best in the business. They're hand-selected for moments like this, and like Felipe said, they swooped him up and then got him caught up with the scenario. Jeffreys Bay still lighting up with an uncrowded lineup as we'll be returning for another call in the morning to see if we'll get back underway. Some big heats, including the one with Jordy, Julian, Felipe, also Connor, Michelle, and Wilco yet to surf the round 4 heats today.
Yeah, you know, and you heard Kieren Perrow, it's around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There's no sense in pushing forward with that. Safety first, guys.
And also goes for Seabass, who's going for a free surf, and he's like, well, maybe I'll check in with these guys first, just to make sure, with all the resources we have on hand, even going for a free surf, they want to make sure the lineup's nice and clear. And that was what was really special about the lay days, Potts. We had the Water Patrol working through the lay days and keeping everyone posted on anything happening in the water.
Fine-tuning their skills, absolutely.
It's going to be the same.
Can't be with
Other
end of the day.
Unless we went straight back out.
It's not like it was a super high scoring heat anyway, so I don't think there's any loss in restarting it, to be honest. But we'll decide in the morning. I reckon that'll be more likely.
Yeah.
But we'll do that then.
So would that be made kind of like game time?
Yeah, what time's that?
No, it'll be like as soon as we know what the call is, I guess. We've said 7:30 for a call, but we're not going to start like 5 minutes after.
So is that
There's
gonna...
no at least 20 minutes to call off before we, and maybe a bit longer.
Right.
There's also supposed to be maybe a bit of devil in the morning, but we might have to wait for that.
How come, are you just thinking that the conditions might be exactly the same in the morning, or do you want to just...
It could be. It's well still showing exactly the same size tomorrow morning as it was an hour ago. So
same tide and stuff?
Same tide. It'll just be the wind and stuff that might make it different. Yeah.
And size?
Yeah. I mean, given it's a different day, I think it would probably be more likely that.
Why don't we just call it now, and then, I mean, it's
I'll
better.
talk to Richie again.
Why do you think tomorrow?
The discussion continues with Julian Wilson and our commissioner, Kieren Perrow, about the plans for tomorrow morning with round 4, heat number 3, deciding if it'll get a fresh clock or continue on from the time that they put it on hold. Jordy Smith was out in front, and we had to put the rest of the day on hold. Once again, if you're just joining us here at the Corona Open J Bay, this is the reason why we stopped for the day, seeing the shark breach out the back, noticed by the judges, noticed by the head of the Water Patrol, Damon Pudamaticos, decided to call it quits, safety first, and they were out to each surfer quickly. Jordy had just taken a wave, so he got himself into the beach, and will continue on. You got to think for a guy like Julian, who's been in this position before, recovering from being the hero against McFadden, that one final where we split the points, returning to J-Bay, got a semifinal last year, and probably some familiar feelings coming back to you immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and that's the thing with our sport, Joe. We're dealing with Mother Nature. We're dealing with the elements, and you know, it's the ocean is full of sharks, no matter where we are in the world. So it's kind of one of those risks that we kind of have to take. But we've got the Water Patrol in place. They reacted really quickly. They got the guys out of the water, and you know, no risk whatsoever to them. So good work for the Water Patrol.
That's right. Now let's hear from Julian Wilson with Rosie Hodge.
Thanks so much, Joe. Well, Julian, just having a chat with our commissioner, Kieren Perrow, what's the consensus?
Come back tomorrow and start again. Tomorrow will be a new day. They said that if the conditions are the same tomorrow, it's just a press play, you know, pause it from where the incident happened and then play it again tomorrow. But we all know in surfing that no 2 days are the same. I mean, even 2 heats are never the same, so I'd say it's going to be a restart.
And you know, just thinking about what we have on offer here at Super Tubes, obviously it's the raw open ocean, so having these situations, it's always, you know, there's that likelihood of it happening. So for you, you know, the playing field the way it is this just something that you take into consideration?
For sure. I mean, I was so damn excited just being out there, and I had some opportunities to have some really good scores, really good waves. It was the furthest thing from my mind, anything like this happening, so just was focusing on the waves and how beautiful it was out there, and obviously it's a bummer that, you know, we have to put a pause on such a beautiful day, but the waves are going to be here again tomorrow, and to be honest, the wind was so strong I didn't know any scores or any situation in the heat, and I'm kind of happy to be in here and starting again.
And we just think about, I mean, obviously there's residual that comes up, or just those feelings of uneasiness. Was that even playing into it, and would that play into it in the future for you?
Nah, it doesn't. First thing I think about is family, my wife, people that are close to me. I just I want to just think about them and make sure they're okay and know that I'm fine, so it's all good. They're the first people I think about, so for me it's just going out there and doing what I love, and I'll always do it and always enjoy it.
Well, we're happy these safety measures are in place, and we can't wait to see how the rest of that heat unfolds for us. Joe, back to you.
Making safety a reflex, Rosie. We love it.
That's right.
And we will restart that clock potentially, or run a brand new heat for Julian. Julian in third needed a 6.81, had 3s and 4s. He was happy just to get a fresh clock. He had that 10 earlier today.